Sometimes I just obsess and watch, AI videos all day. And then just yesterday, I was obsessing watching this one Filipino dude building an entire floating island out of bamboo. So he's like, everything is like bamboo, clay, like no electricity. And I'm just sitting there watching this guy like, I can't believe this guy exists. Like I'm so the opposite. I'm such a city boy,
Yeah.
I'm just like, this is is he happy? I was thinking all these things like, I bet you he's happy. It's just him and the dogs and chickens. And
They are happy though.
Right. I mean, he's not smiling, but I'm like, this is really hard work. He's just working from morning till night. He's just like hammering, building this and that. But I'm like, it's peaceful. It's quiet. It's like, wow, we have electric saws. Why are you in the forest with this pocket? And of course, it's on fast forward, so you don't really know how long this is taking. This could be like 18 years. Maybe he's the happiest guy on earth. I was thinking as I'm watching this guy, but I'm like, nah.
Well, he has a whole crew that's filming him.
Tina's like, no, we just don't see at night when he goes back to his dad's billionaire house. His mansion. He's shopping at Costco at night. He's like playing video games with David Buster. Then then the next day he's back.
He just says that just for content.
So he pretends to sleep in his mosquito net in his clay bed that he
for
made.
all of like 3 minutes.
Yeah, and then he's like, cut.
Okay, guys,
Okay.
let's go. Limo.
Total.
Lokahi Backstage.
All right, so we are kicking off season 2 in beautiful Hawaii.
Yes.
I've asked my awesome friend, Hawaiian Ryan,
Hi.
to join me.
As you can tell by this beautiful Hawaiian backdrop.
With the sun and breeze in our hair.
Yes. I'm just in my living room, basically. But, it counts. It's in Hawaii, basically.
But I'm so excited for this season.
Yes.
Season 1's a wrap, and that was in Arizona. But we talked about this a year ago. More than a year ago about potentially pulling this together.
Yeah.
And I was super excited, but I was too nervous a year ago to actually make it happen. So now we did it this year.
Yeah, it's crazy because so much of the podcast is hearing people's stories about inspiration, and it's tough and it's struggle, and you got to take leaps of faith. And all while, we're listening and talking about people's stories, it's like we're both
living it.
Yeah. We have to do it ourselves. We're right in the middle of pivoting.
Everybody, I think, is in pivot mode too. And I think if you're always growing, there's like the next thing or whatever.
Totally.
So that's what you're in.
No, I tend to agree that right now, even if you have a 9 to 5 and you're totally solid and you're in a stable mode, AI is just one of many reasons why you might have to pivot.
For sure.
Not everybody. Everything's changing.
You have to.
Yeah.
I think if not, you become irrelevant. If you keep sticking to the same way, right? And I think everyone's changing too. The experiences, I still feel like, to me, that we as a community have walked through even COVID together. And that was different trauma. And I think even kids are feeling that trauma and stuff. So I think the world has shifted even in those ways. That we're all in this changing mode. Some of us want to grab back to the old life, but I don't think we're ever returning quite back there. I don't know. I think there's just a lot of pivots.
No, totally. I mean, in my mind, intellectually, I've always harped on adaptability is my favorite skill in other humans. It's the thing I want to, build the most in myself. Tina raising a 16-year-old and a 24-year-old, that's what we're trying to tell them too. Like, don't get too comfy because it's about knowing how to change when, things change. But really, as we're telling them, preaching them, being all parental, they're like, oh, let me watch you.
What are you doing? You do the same thing. Yeah, it's so true.
It's so much easier to just parent but with words.
Yeah,
can I just tell you
just
stuff?
do it this way.
Yeah, and then don't look at me while I try to
do the opposite of what you're saying.
Every time Lonnie comes home from school, and if I'm if I'm not working busy, I feel like maybe I should get up off this couch. I don't want to so I'm even though I was working I get up at 2 or 3 in the morning sometimes because I'm still on the morning radio. I'll go editing
crazy.
for and then I'll take a break, and she's just going to school at 7, right?
Yep.
And then when she comes home, maybe I've been working.
So you're taking a nap and chilling out.
But I sometimes wonder, does she think I do anything? I'm working, I swear.
All day. All day you're laying here. Or
totally. Meanwhile, I'm we have a family chat. And I'm always giving quotes. It's it's the grind. It's it's those who persevere. It's never stop. And they're like, oh yeah, really, Mr. YouTuber? I'm learning. I swear. But
That's so true. I think we're always in the state of like learning and everything. But okay, so like the reason why I've asked you to be part of this is in the whole thing. And so it does intimidate. Like we're friends. We've been friends for a long time. And that whole thing, you know the good, the bad, the good, the bad, and the ugly about me and my life and stuff. But still, because I know that this is what you do. And me being an engineer, totally not the radio DJ for the last 30 years. Such an intimidation factor to even be on this platform with you. For me, that was a huge step. But I knew I wanted, in this pursuit of what I'm trying to do is I knew I wanted to get better, learn how to, like, even to sit next to you and understand how you set this up, how you are doing it, after it, how you problem solve through it. I think for me, this is the reason, one of the, plus you're my great friend and you're so freaking funny. So like all those reasons, I thought, I really wanted you to co-host this season with me.
Well, I mean, it's interesting because, me and Tina, my partner who's behind the camera right now, working all this like
fantastic, awesome, amazing.
And by the way, she came from like the dentist world. And when I met her, I just know, and you already can tell, anything she sets her mind to, she can just do.
She does more than we do.
That's my point.
We're on the camera, but we just sit down.
Right.
Okay, so even in season 1, so let's talk about some of that stuff. So season 1, because I was by myself and I had to figure this out, and podcasting is all really new. I did a lot of prep, a lot of research, a lot of 3 a.m. So you speak my language because I'm a 3 a.m. or not 2 a.m. But then I would have prepped amount of like questions. I knew how I was going to flow. I did a ton of research. I even had a team that was helping me do research.
Very engineer approach.
So we did a lot of stalking. We found every account you have. We watched every interview someone did or like anything they produced. And then we came to this like with this like, I kind of knew like it was like somewhere between I talked to the person so I could tell how long they take to answer questions versus like, so I'd interview them 2 days before we get on, so I could see how we interact talking and I can think about it.
So you had like a pre-podcast before the podcast.
I do. Yeah. And then I had that all written down. And then, so I know if that person is a 8 question person or like a 10, 11 question person. Because I was trying to also hit the 45-minute mark. So yeah. It sounds like kind of
No, but you know what? I will tell. Yeah, I will say this, right? It's not like there's one way to do it, right? Like when I like me and Sam in the Sam and Ryan show, who I did like 3 different morning shows with him. One in Philadelphia, and then one on 93.1, one on 102.7 The Bomb, and then 93.9 at iHeart. So 4 different radio shows with him, and we are very improv-y. Yeah. Like in fact, to the point where, like I told you, one of my tricks is don't talk to the guests before the thing, because it's so like they kind of come there like 10 minutes early, and then you do this 10-minute thing, and all the juicy stuff comes out, like, and it's the first time you're saying it, so everybody's like excited, and the story comes out, and then you're like, okay, start the interview, and then you ask them the same question, they're like, oh, like I was telling you, the thing, it was the greatest, man. Like, but you missed. No, tell the thing. You missed the part where so you learn little things like that. That me and Sam's preference was, we don't even talk to each other before. Like, we'd say hi, good morning. That's it. And then we don't talk about like last night, what we were doing, nothing, because we know when we hit the break at 6 a.m, that's all going to come out. And that version of it, we found to be the most authentic, the most magical. But
so that was like, so not the comfort zone of like where I'm coming from. Cause I would be so prepared. Like we even had like them fill out a questionnaire. I had like, I promise you, I had like literally.
And look, I will say this. So for me, that's the opposite of the way I like to do it. But when I was in Philadelphia, I was on a show called the Chill in the Morning Show. And
the what in the morning?
His name is Chill.
Oh, got it.
So CHIO, yeah. So Chill in the morning. And when I was on his show, Chill was a totally opposite from Sam and me in the sense that he has OCD. So let's just start with that.
Like, do you think I do?
Well, I mean, it's OCD-like. Maybe an OCD adjacent.
I had to, because
it's very it's like the whole world is in Microsoft Excel sheet boxes, right? Yeah. So like, and I mean, one of the quirks Chio had was like he was hold his hands on everybody's mic volume, and the whole time you're talking on the air, he's like 7, 8, 7, 5.
No way.
7, 3, 7, 2.
Wow.
So he's just watching, and you see it, and he's just going back and forth, just tiny bits, and he's adjusting, but nothing's happening really. Nobody can hear. What the? God bless you, Chio, but you're kind of nuts. But he was.
But it's just distracting you. You're like, what is he doing?
Yeah, and we had the #1 show. I mean, it was
so
like
it worked,
his way worked.
It's like,
I didn't want to like Chio. Sorry, he knows I don't like to do a show that way, Chio. I'm glad I left. It was a great experience, but I'm glad I get to come back home in Hawaii. And me and Sam we did it more our style.
Yeah.
But there's no right way.
No, but
Chio's an amazing radio guy. He's had a long career. Everybody in Philly and Jersey knows him, and he's a legend up there, and he still is, and he's amazing. But okay, that's another thing.
The what?
So I would come in at 4:30, which is already like different. Me and Sam, I come in at 5:59. Like
what? So you come in at 4:30, he comes in at 5:59.
No. Okay, so with the Chio show, I had to come in at 4:30, and morning shows start at 6 a.m. usually, right?
Okay.
So you like my job in Philadelphia, I had to be there
hour half earlier. We're going on,
and we all had worksheets.
Yeah. See, that's like more like me.
That's my point, right? But again, that's just not my style, right? So I got there, I'm like, and again, I've been in the business over 20 years by the time I'm doing this, right? So this is like my 8th, 9th, radio station. So I get there, I'm like, what the heck? You're forcing us to come at 4:30? Like I'll do my own prep and I'll be ready at 6. Like, and that's me and Sam, we understand it that way. In fact, literally because the thing I told you, we stopped coming in early because we'd end up talking to each other.
And it ruins it.
Right. So we both said, everybody just come in 5:59. Well, I don't care. Just as long as you get here before 6. And if you do get here early, it's silent. We don't talk to each other, right?
No way.
So we found that way to be our favorite. When I get in with Chio, I'm serious. Everyone's at their desk. You have your worksheet in front of you and you have to fill out like 6:05. Here's what I'm going to say. Here's what you're going to say. And then I'll say this. And I had to write my jokes and punchlines in the thing so that Chio would know. And then I had to raise my hand. Like when it's my turn to talk.
But no one can see it though.
Nobody can see it.
But that's the signal.
So picture Chio, 7-2, 7-3, 7-5, 6-2-3. Nobody can hear what he's doing. He's changing. He's watching. He's doing this, right? And then everybody, when it's your turn, and then plus he's got the sheet in front of him.
So he'll know.
So he's like
he's about to drop the joke.
He's like 6:07. Okay, Jamie just did the joke about Taylor Swift. Okay, and here comes Ryan with the Travis Kelce joke. Okay, good. Boom. Okay,
but I can see it though, because like you can. Yeah. Okay, so that's kind of like how I would function.
And that's all I wanted to tell you. Like that's not bad. It's not wrong. It's just you're gonna get.
Maybe I would get along with Chio.
Exactly.
Like I would notch it up. Like we'd be like, if you were 3 seconds too early. Wait, hang on, 1, 2, 3. Now it's time for your joke. Exactly. Like you said, 6:06.
So I'm glad working with you. I was worried, like a little bit. Is Jamie gonna be an Asian Chio? I wonder. I was like, oh no. But then at the end, you kind of, I think, because you were like. Chi was a legend in the game. He was older than me. He was like, so I got there. I was just like, okay, we'll do it your way. He was the lead of the show, right? Yeah. But you kind of gave me the like, okay, right, let's do it. I wanted
to learn, but it was always uncomfortable. Right. And sometimes I would sneak cheat and do massive research behind the scenes.
But you see, that's okay.
I could only do it on the people who had platforms. Like some people don't have as much like out there, and so like I by the way, that part, me and Sam both were like that. Like, do the research is different, but all we wanted to preserve was the spontaneity and the authenticity of the conversation. I can see that.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's really a philosophical difference, right? Like the product of the conversation, which now is because of podcasting, the conversation is like $1 billion industry, right? And literally, it's affecting elections. It's like this last election, they're called the podcast election. Because like Trump went on Joe Rogan, Theo Vaughn. Like Theo Vaughn, a rolled rules contestant, is now like demanding which way the nation's policy is being steered, right?
Yes.
So like the conversation is such a science, an art, a byproduct of like capitalism. It's like this huge industry and business now, right? So my philosophy has always been like the magic and the spontaneity must be preserved. Mm-hmm. And so not too much planning can like choke out that the magic of like what people say in the middle. Like, in real life, you don't think, you're just talking to people, right? And they say something, you hear it, you know, like what's that, the advice in acting, like real acting is reacting.
Oh,
right.
yeah.
If you're too much like, I'm going to say this,
my line's next.
My line, your line. Okay, that line, my line. It's like, that's hard to act that way, right? You have to like forget, and you're a person, and you're being held up by gunpoint. You can't be like,
you got to be scared.
Yeah, right. So it's like the best acting is just reacting to the situation. So it's kind of like that. It's like, if I'm not just reacting to you and I'm thinking about, okay, what the next thing, I just feel like it's something about that. You lose a little bit of that.
You're 100% right. So for sure. So I think so through all of this, we certainly leaned in your direction. I trusted.
I think so.
The direction. Except sometimes I like to talk to people when I first see them and stuff. You're like, stop talking. Stop saying that.
But because then you're forced to go and pull it out of them right in the podcast, right?
Yeah.
Like, okay, and even if something as innocent as where you grew up, or like, you know what's his name, especially in Hawaii, right?
Yes,
you know who,
everyone knows everyone, yeah.
And so if you look back at some of the podcasts, you'll see that. I mean, like I've heard Kealoha's story a billion times. Like these, and by the way, I'm sending you all like people that I, really like. These are, I just happen to be friends with really amazing people.
Well, they are amazing people,
right?
And
but
so that's another thing new is like too, because all of season 1, they were all connected to me, so I knew stuff about them, and I even knew the depths of them, and could kind of bring that out. Some of the actually every single person I didn't know at all, and so it also I didn't have a rapport with each person. All this is very new, and like as you're like, okay, we're gonna bring this person on. I'm like, okay, I don't know what they do, but sure, we'll give it a shot.
I mean, so like that I don't the moment from Kealoha, and I made it into a little reel.
But that was the best though, right? Like,
but see, even me, like I have heard his story a billion times. He's told the story a billion times. But that moment, right? It's like it couldn't have been planned.
No.
He didn't even know that was going to lead to that. He was just like, he had no idea that he just teed up the perfect setup for me to slam it home.
Literally. Like that was so good.
And even like you were saying something in the moment, I was like, so the next day, because I knew the timing of it had to be right there because the story was going on too long. So I knew if I don't get this in before we switch topics or switches, I'm going to lose that moment. So it was that moment you were saying something. I was like, but then, so the next day, she comes in and is like, "Where's the baby? What about the baby?" And he's like,
"I got it."
Well, I have a poem.
Okay, so my partner at the time, she was like, "I'm pregnant," and I was like, "Oh, okay." Wow.
New plans.
That's gonna change a lot.
Yeah.
And she's like, "Do you need time to think about this?" I was like, "Yeah, that would be awesome. Can you give me like a day to just like wrap my head around what this means?" She's like, "Okay." So she went to the North Shore and left me at home to just be in my thoughts. And this one reoccurring question was like, well, one day this child's gonna ask you where we come from and what are you gonna tell it? And so I started to write down to my future child all the things that were happening in Big Bang. And that came out as a story. Oh, that's a thing. That's something. Right. I'm onto something. Right. So I was like, okay, what comes next? Maybe each star was like a discotheque.
Helium's hanging out, hydrogen.
Yeah, where everybody's dancing in different like configurations of protons.
Nitrogen's got moves, but they're shy. You know what I mean? It's like, you go first, helium. You go first, right?
Is this still the day of the North Shore?
So the next day, right? They're like, so did you think about the baby? He's like, well, I have a poem.
That's what I'm like.
He's like, oh, right. One more day.
Lokahi Backstage.
Because that's exactly what I was thinking. Exactly. I was like,
and I knew everyone else was thinking it too.
Where we go?
See, what
happened?
See, and that's the part where it's like you're living in the moment, right? You can't plan that moment, and if you do plan it, you're not gonna get that.
It's the funny that we both, even he died.
All
he was
three
like,
of us, he
was like, oh my gosh, I never circled back to the point.
I mean, I could barely get out the punchline. Even in the end, right? I was like redoing more more punchlines. I was like, oh, I was pretending like he was like, oh, right, the baby. Yeah, one more day. Like I could barely get it out because
So
I was like it's like we're all in the same moment together, right?
It's so
and
true.
that's the magic. I know you were thinking it. I know the audience is thinking it while we're talking about it, so it's like, and definitely the baby mama was thinking it.
Literally, like what? So the answer, where we at? Yeah. Okay, so here's another thing I have to ask you, and this is totally live. It's so one of the things when I was first recording, my husband would listen to the podcast and he goes, "Stop interrupting people." Okay, so like he goes, "You keep interrupting people's stories right when they're about to get." And again, I'm not a trained professional. I'm like, I don't know how to do this. And like he said, "Stop doing that." So during some of the later episodes that I recorded in season 1, I was like, okay, very conscious about how I was cutting people off. And okay, but one thing I'd say is I think you sometimes like will come midway.
Yes,
but
I just explained how I needed to in that moment.
Yeah, so how do you decide that? Because like I don't want to do it. I did it all the time, and then I learned to became self-conscious because I know my husband has his best
interest,
right? And he's like, you cut them off, like stop doing that. And I was like, oh, I didn't know I did that.
Well, I will say this: it's so difficult to get right because it's not going to be 0. You don't cut it. It's not like it would be robotic if nobody ever, like if we just went, "Are you finished with your sentence, Jamie? It is my turn. I shall start speaking."
Okay.
That can be a little bit, it's like no conversation goes like that.
But you're waiting till the end and they're like, and so that was it.
Yes. So if you want truly authentic conversation, right? Just listen the next time you hear people having conversations. It could be on a podcast, could be in real life, could be you're having one, you're listening to people. There's some cutoff sometimes, but it's like, how do you manage the right amount?
Yeah.
So like sometimes it's like you do want 0 because there's because
they're like about to cry or what,
like when Brett was talking about some of his, having a heart attack or his sister. And it's like, you could feel a pin drop, right?
Yes, like he's pausing during like obviously there's filler moment where you could help him out, but it's like you needed him to keep talking through that.
It's a struggle, like because sometimes you want to feel those pauses, and I did. Trust me, I'm like, because it's like it's such a heavy moment, and it's like my friend, and I want to I don't know, I just want to jump in and like pull him to the next side in case he needed it, but maybe he doesn't need it.
Yes.
And it's like I'm so glad I didn't, and knowing when to just go sit in it. Yeah, sit in it, and he's gonna get through it, and it's gonna be beautiful. And there's people who are listening, and they're feeling the emotions, and
they're there too.
You have to let it breathe, right?
It was pretty tragic, It's just like that whole sad, just that hole that opens up. You get it's like a hole in the world. You look at it and it's like you see the world, and then there's a hole, and it's just like an empty hole of nothing that used to be there. And then you can't really fix that. You can't replace. You can't to substitute what it was. So it's only time and acceptance really that can help.
And then other moments, and especially with comedy, it's like, and this is where I'm a little biased because I've always been the comedian in the show, whether it's a 2-person, 3-person, or in the Chio, I was a 4-person. So it's so for me, timing is everything, right? Like that's why it was very difficult, Chio. I'm sorry. But it was difficult to raise my hand, and then by the time it's my turn, I can't make the joke because
they passed.
A couple topics passed already. It's like I had the joke, I raised the hand, and then 2-3 people said something, and they're like, something Taylor Swift, and it's like we were talking about that 17 seconds ago.
Like that's not even funny anymore.
Exactly. It's all about when it's like so I do believe in 30 plus years in doing this. When I was younger, I did cut people off in ways that it wasn't that skillful. It wasn't that great. It's like you're bumping into walls. You're a little awkward.
Yeah.
You feel like a baby giraffe being born. You're like, you're trying to. But again, this is I've been doing this for so long.
That's the reason why I literally in some of this, I would say season 2, I kind of sat back a lot more and kind of let you do some of your magic too. Although we both are kind of doing this, but I've really enjoyed being part of that because I think I certainly have a lot to learn in that area. Because again, it's like don't cut off, then cut off. Then I'm like, he's doing what my Ryan says not to do, but he's doing it.
Yeah, no.
He's supposed to like I'm like, well, maybe I'm right. I don't know.
See, I think it's the same thing like me and Chio. There's different styles, different ways to come at the same problem. So I'm not going to say Chio is wrong. You're wrong, Chio. But I don't want to do it your way, and that's great. And so the beauty about this is like, he's like, you don't have to. He'll do it his way. I'll do it my way. And we both had successful careers in radio. You know what I mean? So it's like, there's no real right way. I just know for someone, I'm not just a radio person. I'm like a comedian in the radio spot.
Okay.
So, like, you know, punchline is the end, right? So it's like conversation. There's like a little bit of a rhythm, right? Blah, 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 topic. And I come home with the slam dunk, a punch, dunk. You know, it's an exclamation point, right? So if you show in that you're good at that, everybody wants you to do it. So it sounds like it interrupts sometimes, but like Sam is like my favorite partner in this because we've had the show the longest together. So he knew. Hey, you're still a rookie. Sorry, compared to Sam. Hey, just because. No, we're in radio, podcasting, radio. Hey, you're just starting, girl. You're just starting. She's just learning. Hey, she's good. But me and Sam is like, come on, for years and years. Yeah.
I get that.
Right. Like, and so, you know, at the end of the day, he can't wait to get out of the way. Like, he'll set it up, and as soon as I go, he's like he lives to pass the ball. Like, I'm not trying to do the punchline, you know. So
he knows how to get you there. That's so
finding
awesome.
that chemistry, it just takes, you know, years. Now, obviously,
or even the right. I think it's the right the person, the chemistry. Even if it's years, you don't always get that. But
no, and you know, we joke about it, but you know, me and Tina are really good at that. But it's like, you know, at the end of the day, hers came in from like, I'm just a rookie here. And so we didn't have the story of her having to learn how to do that. She just knew right away. It's like, since you're the radio guy and I'm learning, I had to get her to talk at all at first, right? It was like, and then she would talk. She's like, is that right? You know what I mean? So it's like, that was never a problem with us but whereas me and Sam, it took a little minute to kind of know, like, you know, how to do that.
So what's Sam doing now?
He's like me. He's probably like
pivoting.
Yeah, pivoting.
Remember, whenever you say pivot, I keep thinking about the Friends like episode. Come on, like, is that not true?
That's the only that word belongs to that scene.
The couch, pivot.
And that's kind of how you feel when you're pivoting in life, right?
Yeah, like, I can't get the couch up the dang stairs.
So relatable, right?
Okay, so let's talk about also like, so one thing we did unique to this, the season one was all in my studio. We had it all set up. We had professionals set that up, like, and then we tweaked and whatever, but we knew who sat where and everything was perfect as can be. But when I had talked to you about, even before I did season one, last summer, we talked about how cool it could be that if we, like, Hawaii is so beautiful. Yeah. Let's go and showcase Hawaii. So during season 2, you will see that we literally changed spots. So you will see this. Like, so tune in to each of these episodes because we literally change spots every single time. Not even close to the same areas. Right. And very different environments. Yes. Like, very, like, ocean side, restaurant side, like windy, raining. We had it all. So let's talk about how, like. Well, let me just say, let's talk about that.
I've podcasted in this house like for a long time, and it's the same thing like you. And when it's set up, lights, everyone knows your place. You just sit down, push buttons, all ready to go. Yep. But we've always had the fantasy of like, you know, it's Hawaii. Yeah. Let's get out there and show the beautiful. It is beautiful. But I always thought in the back of my head, like, I don't want to have to deal with like, like if you're outside, literally the sun's changing.
It changes.
Like, so you have to adjust. Yeah.
It got
So these are all things that I knew we would face. But I just, like, when you said you weren't going to do it, I'm just like, you know what? Let's finally give this a shot, right? So then our first attempt was at Tex 808 with Kayla.
My hair was like so we already have some shorts and stuff, and I think it was Ryan, and he, again, my husband, right, watches it, and he goes, you should have wore a hat because your hair. So I can't cut people off, and now I have to wear a hat.
No, but hey, look,
it was windy.
Yes, it was really windy, and I just thought, and plus every day these technologies and softwares get so much better, I thought, well, this is a good time to test some of the new stuff
AI?
where you can, you can reduce noise. You can so I was like, let me just do it. Maybe I'll be able to handle it, right? But at the end of the day, it definitely proved to be more challenging than I could have ever thought.
And that one we were like, let's just sit there we were at a restaurant, and then so we ordered appetizers. And we were just like, it's just friends over food, and we're just chilling out, and it's like Hawaii. And so that was the vibe we were going for.
And then I get back to edit it, and then you and Kayla are not eating. I'm the only one eating. And I told Tina, oh my God, why is my fat butt sitting here chewing on fries while he's talking about his baby? And I'm like, oh, so you won't know it because I did a good job. I painstakingly had to shut me up from chewing on food. Yeah, it was even cutting different angles because as he's talking, I'm like, huh?
I didn't even notice it.
I'm like, oh my gosh.
You know, it's funny because you don't notice that. I don't think you notice that when you're.
Totally.
So I would say during it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't notice that. What the heck?
Yeah.
Ryan's like, what a pig. Or
I know.
I didn't notice that because I think that's how you.
Yeah,
we are as people.
I was just laughing because I was thinking it would have been better if everybody was eating, but it's just funnier because I was the only one. So anyway,
that's so funny. I love it. That's like eating popcorn into the movie, and you're just you're going.
Feels
for
like
it.
it's so loud, in your own head, right? So then the second one was the Johnny Helm one in Coffee Talk.
Yeah.
And then.
So you would think that one would be better because we were indoors.
Yes.
So no hair. The hair was under control.
Right.
And then so that's a set environment. And we had our own room.
Right. But it was all, if you remember, it was all glass window.
Yes. Yeah.
So it was very echoey.
Yeah, that I would agree because we were in an enclosed room.
Right. So it was just different audio challenge number 2.
I remember we were trying to do it without disrupting people too. We kind of just wanted to blend and be there. I remember there was some guy on the table. We're like, no, you're good, you're fine, or whatever. And then he's like, I think I'm gonna move now.
No, it's So that again, and then
that one had light too.
And the light issue. Yeah. So again, same thing. Even though we're indoors, the light was changing.
Because of the sunlight.
Right. Right. So these are just things that, again, was just, it was everything like we're saying. You're taking a step out of that comfort zone. And these are some of the things, but we're learning, right? That's the whole point of what you're doing, right?
Uh-huh.
Is stepping out into these, come out of your comfort zone is not comfortable.
No.
Literally by definition, you're leaving that comfort zone. And, there were moments where I was like, why did I should have just stuck why are you taking risks? Just do it how you know how to do it. So, so we got this.
But it's so beautiful. Okay, so looking back at that, and I've seen some of the previews of some of these, and it's so beautiful. So it certainly has.
It turned out,
beauty
great
element.
Yeah.
Versus in a room or couch or whatever it is.
No,
so
I agree.
I don't know. So I appreciate the effort we went through to.
And we're realizing that we busted out the good mics. We brought back the headphones. Now we got this killer Rodecaster Pro 2, and it's actually pretty portable. Mm-hmm. And now it's wind is way better. We've
But tonight we had rain.
A little bit of rain, but we had the tent. So we're adapting.
Yeah.
We're solving problems as they go, but we're adding new skills. And not only that, I became a little bit better of a sound engineer because I was hours and hours of asking ChatGPT how do I do the noise gate, the high pass, the equalizer, and literally, just learning more and more. So I accidentally took this audio course.
Oh my gosh.
So again, I look at all of that as positive, right? These are all things I wouldn't have gone down these rabbit holes if I didn't throw myself out there and try to. So I'm stoked now. I'm definitely glad. The challenge is. I think we overcame a lot.
So, what would you say for season 2? Between all of our guests, is there a common theme or very different themes?
I mean,
what was your favorite part of it all?
Yeah, I mean, I think the common theme is it is that. We're going back to the beginning of what we're talking about. It's that adaptability factor. That everybody's story is look. I think for all of us as humans, the way we're made, there's this weird paradox where you can't just settle and then it's all over and you're happy. I think we have that idea, right? Mm-hmm. When I get there, I'm going to be happy, good. And then I'll get my dream, whatever it is, and then you're just done.
Yeah.
Thank you. I'm going to get there, and it's going to be good, right? And then you realize, I'm listening to your story, my story, everyone's story is like, no, you put yourself out of that comfort zone, then there's struggle, discomfort. You're out of your way. And then you have to kind of, grow the muscle. You have to earn, go through that fight. So I think that's the theme really, is that don't try to escape it. Go right into it and don't be surprised. It'll be there, and just toughen up and get through it. You got it. We're all doing it. We're all a little freaked out. So we're all taking, all taking jumps that are kind of out there.
I think it's what's really cool. So of course, these are all folks that you brought, to talk to. And certainly they're different from season 1. Yeah. A lot more on the artistic side, entertainment world, which that wasn't so much the focus of the first season. Yeah. But I would say one thing I did see is, as I looked at, first of all, that like for me as an engineer, holy moly, that is like, yes, I stepped outside of my comfort zone, and that's to me as artistic lifestyle is even more. I don't know. It of itself creates a greater risk in and of itself, right? Is I don't know. As an engineer, starting salaries and with 2 years experience, what you should be getting.
But you know what's interesting about that? We talked about this a lot, and this is another thing that came up a lot. But look at your story, right? You chose, this the traditional Asian, become an engineer,
sure.
Get
good
the
job, check, done, parents proud,
and yet you still found yourself going, I wonder what's in that risky, not comfortable, and you found yourself taking that path, right? Kealoha, became MIT nuclear engineer, and then what? His professors started to lose their grants and their jobs. Then he switched to consulting business. Yep. That his company went down to 4, right? And he was one of 4. Yep. It's interesting. And then he goes into poetry, where most of his stability is where he found most of his stability in that career.
That's so true,
right?
Yeah.
And for me, I went in the crazy way, but I had a pretty stable radio life, more
Monday
than I
through Friday.
More than I would have ever guessed. Even my dad was like, I think this guy has a career.
Has a job.
Yeah.
He has a job.
Right. So even though I say I've gone through 10 different stations, and so the in-between has always been like, oh my God, here I'm in pivot mode again. I think I now feel like a professional pivoter, right? But that took all those times.
I think from everyone's stories, I think of Kealoha, and then I also think of Johnny Helm. I mean, all the stories, right? The more that people leaned into the uniqueness of who they are, and the further away their journey was from being normal, the further their career and their trajectory and the things they accomplished went.
Yeah.
Isn't that weird? But it moved further and further away from what I guess I would quote as normal, right? Like even now he's like at the White House, and then even Johnny is like Emmys, like what? Like he didn't set out to go get an Emmy. Yeah, I don't think.
Yeah, Johnny Helm studied wildlife biology at first in college.
Right, that's right.
Who would have thought he'd be getting an Emmy from doing a scoring
I don't think he did
Hawaiian Airlines documentary?
Right. I don't even think he dreamed that, right? And so now he's at 2, and he's like, my goodness. So I think the further people get away from kind of the set and the biologist or whatever it is, and then the more they lean into that, and I don't know, just take the opportunities as they come. And
so maybe it's like a little bit of like, I think we think here's safe and here's risky, and maybe a lot of what we're learning is, I don't know if there's that's not a real thing. Maybe it's like what you think is safe, there's risks involved you don't see. That is what you think is risky, there's some safety that you don't see, and it's a little bit not as easy to guess as we might think.
So, okay. So on one thing, just even through personal journey, right? What I find is that we put a lot of trust in everything outside of us. Like we will put it in a company or what they're offering. But then when you kind of put the trust in you and your ability to pivot, if you think about it, in theory, you have so much more control.
Yes.
Yeah. Right? Versus saying like, but this has good benefits and I get a 10% raise per year, and like there's a stock option and the stock's going up every year, whatever. Like there's so stability in that, right? There's a 401k, a matching, whatever. You keep going down. I have 30 sick days a year. I don't know, vacation days a year. So set. Like what you're getting, right? 2026 is going to look like this with this job, right? But then you're also putting your faith outside of you.
Yeah.
Right? Like 100% of it is banking on whatever I just told you about this, or the contract you sign. But then now when you move it onto like, right, where you move and where you go and the opportunity and door you get to walk to, you don't have to ask anyone for permission.
Yeah.
Like, hey, like on Tuesday, can I walk through this door? Because this opportunity came up and I need some time off. But like you can choose to walk through doors. And I think like if you look at some of those opportunities, right, like people have walked, what you'll hear is a lot of folks have walked through unique doors.
Yeah.
Because they weren't being held back, but the door spoke to them, right? It was the opportunity and they got to do what they wanted to, you know? And then now you're moving into a place that's more and more you, or you're discovering more and more about yourself because you're moving in that way. I think the people who circle back a little bit to like who they always were, I think gosh, you never can disappoint yourself. That comes so naturally. Yeah. If that makes sense.
But, I think the reason why it's a little bit more difficult than it sounds, like, hey, be yourself, right? We always got told that. Just be yourself.
But you don't know how to do it.
Well, yeah, because you don't realize how many strings pull on you. Yeah, but other people saying be this.
Yeah.
And we all like to believe like, that don't affect me. I don't care what other people think. But if you look closely.
Or you get graded. You're like, oh, you kind of suck at like English. You got a D.
Right.
So then you're like, oh, I shouldn't do that then.
What I'm dealing with is like when to focus in and when to allow sort of my ADHD tendencies to kind of shotgun spray. Because that's kind of my tendency. My tendency is like everything. I want to edit. I want a video. I want to AI. I want to work that too. I want to code. I want to like.
That's a hard spot to be in because sometimes I'm like that same way too, and I realize like you gotta hone. To me, I learned like in order to get anything done, you gotta hone in and zone in. Like you're like, okay, I got to just only do this today and cannot get distracted by anything but this. Like I have to do that. Like I can imagine yours is like
it's so tough because in my mind I'll do tricks like, okay, let's focus, just AI, even though AI is like everything. Like AI is video editing, AI is photography, everything. AI is coding, making websites, AI is like data research, AI is any kind of automation you want to make. It's like, oh my gosh, And then also I think, but then the world's going to split. It's going to be a lot of AI stuff. But then here comes all the analog back. Vinyl, real life.
It's so true.
Dude, real life performance. Puppetry with hands might come back. Sock puppets might come back.
Why not? Well, because I think that becomes a craving for real, right? Like, AI pops it out and pops it out nice and pops it out like quick, faster than you could ever pull it together, or maybe even nicer, or it's better written than I could ever write because I'm just not a good writer. But it's also, I feel that there's authenticness. And I think that when I think about this, like especially this podcast and changing lives and changing trajectory of where we're going or getting brave enough to move people forward, I don't think AI can do that. Yeah. There's no way. That's the human.
No, I know what you're saying.
I think it's the human element. Like I think it's like even with Brett, right? Like it's, I don't know, the AI could have told him all these things that we kind of did, but I felt like, it's like post show. And then we were talking and Tina, the stuff that Tina really spoke into him or really what they see in him, even if AI shot that out, that's different than
I agree. I mean,
I think guys saying it.
Yep, totally. I mean, I think in the end we're all gonna have to pivot because the world is gonna be a mixture of hyper technology and AI and then hyper getting back to roots, analog, real life art, real life conversations, like. And I love both. Me too. I want to be there for both.
No, I'm like, you cannot. I always tell folks like you cannot be left behind in anything. Like you got to keep up with what's going on out there for sure. But also like keep true to your roots and stuff.
Like I told you, like sometimes I just obsess and watch AI videos all day, and then just yesterday I was obsessing watching this one Filipino dude or Thailand or I don't know, like Cambodia or something. This tiny Asian dark little dude building an entire like floating island out of bamboo. So he's like, everything is like bamboo, clay, like no electricity. And I'm just sitting there watching this guy like, I can't believe this guy exists. Like I'm so the opposite. I'm such a city boy, I'm just like, this is like, is he happy? I was thinking all these things like, I bet you he's happy. It's just him and the dogs and chickens.
They are happy though.
Right. I mean, he's not smiling, but I'm like, this is really hard work. He's just working from morning till night. He's just like hammering, building this and that. But I'm like, it's peaceful. It's quiet. You know?
Why are you watching this?
I think it's because my brain's kind of well, it's because I think it's like it's being magnetized towards like super hyper technology and then super opposite. I just think the world's going that way. So my mind is just interested in like, it's like, wow, we have electric saws. Why are you in the forest with this pocket? And of course, it's on fast forward, so you don't really know how long this is taking. This could be like 18 years. He's like in the forest. I'm like, dude, he's building his own canoe just to get to the forest and back and forth. So part of me is like, dude, come on, I'll take you to the store. Let's get it. You know? But then part of me thinks, how joyful is his life? I wonder. I mean, he might have it all figured out. Maybe he's the happiest guy on earth. I'm watching. I was thinking as I'm watching this guy, but I'm like, nah.
Well, he has a whole crew that's filming him.
Tina's like, no, we just don't see at night when he goes back to his dad's billionaire house. His mansion. He's shopping at Costco at night. He's like playing video games with David Buster. Then the next day he's back.
Says that just for content.
I mean, it's got like millions of views too, right?
Like, what the heck?
So he might go.
You came across it.
So he pretends to sleep in his mosquito net in his clay bed that he made.
For all of like 3 minutes.
Yeah, and then he's like, cut.
Okay, guys, let's go. Limo.
Totally.
Who knows?
But either way, my mind is, for whatever reason, I'm kind of like being attracted to both ways that I think the world's going to go. You know, so my pivot is kind of a little chaotic right now, but I mean, I do have that sense of feeling like, this is my favorite time to be alive. If it were, you know what I mean? I'm just saying, it's like for growing up and all the things I wanted to do, but I don't have enough money. I got to hire this. I got to like raise funds. And now with these technologies, you can just try stuff that I couldn't be able to do just a year ago for free.
Yeah.
You know, all these tools, Google, they're all fighting to try to like say, no, try ours. Ours is free. You can just download on your computer. Use it as many times as you want. I'm like, really? It's like, it almost feels like cheap, but I think that's where we're at, you know?
I think it's so funny that you feel that way. Part of me is like, I mean, I love it, but at the same time, I'm also like, like it's a lot. And I'm kind of glad that like, whereas you're like, you wish you were young and this is all happening. I'm glad I'm not.
Well, I say that about social media. I say like, I'm so glad nobody.
You didn't grow up with social media.
I'm so glad I didn't have a phone. All my mistakes are on VHS and ain't nobody gonna see it.
No. Yeah. But anyway, so season 2.
Yep.
It's been fun.
Yes.
I've truly enjoyed it with you.
Yeah.
And maybe we'll have to do another Hawaii edition. There's definitely more folks out there.
Definitely.
In Hawaii. And I love Hawaii. No matter what, Hawaii is home. The people of Hawaii is home.
We had that on tape. Hawaii's home. We're gonna try to steal her back from Arizona. You heard it right here at Lokahi Backstage.
They know. I think they all. In Arizona, I don't think it's I don't think people question that. I think they all know Hawaii's home. Like it is.
Okay.
It is. It's the people. It's where I don't know. It's just different. Hawaii's just different. But Arizona's great. But thanks so much for being part of season 2.
Thank you for inviting me.
I couldn't have a better person with me. I love you.
I love you. Lokahi Backstage. Thank you, Tina, the producer, director, behind all this stuff. Thank you.
Mahalo. We're out.
Mahalo. Out.
Lokahi Backstage.